Hey guys, I know it's been some time since you've seen me. I know I also haven't recorded since the start of 2025, which is last year, and this is 2026. Uh, and today, specifically, since it is the start of the new year, I set a goal for myself to record for y'all, and it feels weird, honestly, just being back on camera again, but it feels relieving and nice if I'm honestly being honest. And if you guys see me just looking at my looking this way, I'm just basically I have like some talking points written down because I'm just like I'm trying to get into that habit or focused mindset, mind you, of like just like recording for y'all because this is gonna be completely brand new to me again. So yeah. I mean, honestly, I think part of why it feels so weird is because so much has changed in my life since, like, since I last filmed, which was the start of last year, and at the same time, during 2025, I know a lot of people were like going through some things, like hashing out some things, or like y'all had, we all had problems in 2025, and I didn't want to just randomly pop back on the camera. I wanted my first time back to actually like mean something and like actually mean that I'm willing to put my dedication to you. And starting today on the first day of the year is proof that I am doing the dedication. I am sorry if that is a lot and you didn't comprehend what I said. I'm still new to this, and I hope y'all enjoy this, to be honest. Okay, as you guys know, it is 2026, and a lot of people celebrate this today, like going crazy, and honestly, I'm the type of person to just stay at home and basically just chill out when I'm at home. You notice I'm wearing glasses. That's because uh, basically sometime during December I also had a major surgery done, and it honestly just like caused me to get double vision. So these glasses kind of like get my vision back. So I'm sorry. So yeah. Um. Anyways, I feel like a lot of people, they mostly celebrate New Year's like it has to be some kind of like loud or busy day that's like or crazy day that's like full of plans like going out to eat or something. Uh, and honestly, I just wanted to stay home and just like I wanted to be in a space that hold on. I wanted to be in a space where I can like just slow down and like just reset myself mentally. Um, yeah. I'm sorry if like I'm not paying attention to y'all. I basically also just wrote a little script for this, and uh I'm as time moves on, I'm gonna try to phase out of using a script for these videos. But right now, since like I'm not really a type of person to be expressive, I wasn't a type of person to be expressive, but like I found myself now being like 2026 is just one of my goals for 2026 is just to be expressive, and I guess that's working so far because I have so much to say. And last year when I picked up the camera, my mind was completely blank. I didn't have nothing to say at all. I know this is a lot of me talking, and yeah, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, honestly. Now, basically, I have a lot of goals for 2026, and I hope to finally just like thing or like be more expressive to people and put myself out there and like talk, because before I used to be shy. I'm trying to phase out of that. I have so many plans set. I'm gonna just like I have questions set out to kind of reflect off of 2025. I know I should have done this. I should have recorded a separate section for this yesterday, but you know, I got nothing else to do. And I know right now it seems like I'm gonna talk a lot. And I'm gonna be honest, I am. And yeah. But it's only for this section or like other sections, because my life is like I'm the laziest person you would ever meet. You could ask my cousins. You can ask some of my friends. I'm kind of someone that just leave stuff just to be how they're left, or just like not to do it. And that's why. And actually, there's proof. 25.5. I wasn't. I wasn't thing. You know. So honestly, let me just like calm down a little bit, and then I'm just get into the questions and stuff. Questions and answers or the 2025 reflection that I want to get through. Okay. This is this is the reflection of 2025. Well, the first question, right? What have I learned in 2025? One thing I learned in 2025, life is not going to be perfect or what you expect out of it. And personally, I expected a lot out of people, but instead of speaking up, I mostly shut down, and I really wanted people to be there for me like I was for them, but they also suffered at the same time, and I couldn't do anything besides support them in hard times while I was also suffering. I learned that I'm capable of handling more things than I give myself credit for. Even during overwhelming or uncertain moments, uh, a lot of my growth for 2025 didn't happen in ways that were obvious, and I realized progress isn't always something people can see from the outside. Sometimes it happens quietly, internally, it could be through lessons and decisions, and the strength that keeps going. And even when things felt messy or complicated, I mostly still showed up for myself and comforted myself to show a way that as a way to show that I can grow, or as a way to show growth. Some highlights or accomplishments from 2025. I became honest with myself more emotionally, acknowledging, and I acknowledged my feelings mostly when things were like heavy, instead of pretending like they didn't affect me. And I strengthened my independence and problem solving skills by like doing researching, planning, budgeting, and figuring out stuff mostly on my own. And that's something that also school has, some of those skills I also learned through schools over the past coming years. But 12th grade, some of the teachers, I'm gonna be honest, some of the teachers at my school are whack, and some of them don't even know how, like, properly on how to teach. Like, you will literally ask anybody in my school, they would tell you the same thing. They don't know how. Some of them do know how to teach. The rest, they don't they don't know how to teach. I'm being so honest with y'all. Okay, moving on. Some things that I want to leave behind. I want to leave behind basically anything that I used to overthink, like situations that I cannot control. Mostly taking responsibilities for other people's problems and emotions, and kind of being too hard on myself when, you know, some things that I have planned out don't go exactly how I planned, and I mostly just I'd be too hard on myself for that, and that's something I want to leave behind. And something that I like doing a lot is fixing computers, and whenever I do like fixing computers, and whenever I think that it's not gonna be a perfect fix, I always delay it so I can think of how to make it perfect. And I'm willing to leave that behind. Whether a computer is, as long as the computer works and it's fixed, I'm done. And the last thing is that comparing my. Okay, I used to do this a lot, right? So, I used to have my friend's grades on my laptop. I would look at his grades every day, compare his to mine, and basically comparing my grades to his, right? And I would try to see if I can make my grades. I would use his grades as a motivation to improve my grades, right? But I learned that it's not something that you can really. It's something you could change if you put dedication to the work and you're actually smart enough to do it. But I'm someone with average intelligence, and I do not have nothing to do. I do not have any of the same IQ as him, so I'm gonna leave that behind. But some things that did work out for me, that worked actually pretty well for me in 2025, was basically structuring out my life and always researching and learning new skills every day, whether that was problem solving skills, a lot of skills. It's too many for me to name, honestly. I can't really think of it right now, so let's just move on. I mostly just made pretend scripts for just when I was started YouTube, those first few videos that are still up, I was so camera shy that honestly I had to like dedicate time to like um I had to dedicate time to making pretend scripts and being comfortable on camera. But it actually worked out because look how I am now. Yes, I am reading from, basically I'm reading from a script, but it's working out for me. Cause look, right now I'm like mixed between the script and myself. Cause cause this is all my thoughts, y'all. Like, and the script is also all my thoughts, but it's more of like what's written out. Cause I did also plan all of this last night, so yeah. Anyways, I did do a lot of journaling last year. That's because I had some certain thoughts. I'm not gonna put that out publicly, but I had certain thoughts of thing, and I the only way I thought of coping with them was journaling, and that's kind of the reason I also started YouTube, started doing back YouTube, is to like have more joys in my life, honestly. Uh, let me just see. Okay, I wasn't before I well, hold on, I will be right back. When it comes to like when it comes to expressing experiences with someone, a lot of people they would try to filter out. Most people in the world they would try to filter out what they uh why did my friend have to text me in the middle of this? They would have to filter out basically everything that, and one thing that I'm always gonna be honest about is my experiences and what I go through, and some of my thoughts. I'm not gonna filter those out because whatever comes from my thoughts, obviously, like I'm gonna be real about that. I'm not trying to filter all those out. But when it's too violent, then yeah, I will. Something okay. You know, some things that didn't really work out for me in 2025 is when I because of school and life and everything, it was honestly just like nerve wracking for me because uh I'll push myself too hard and I wouldn't give myself any breaks whatsoever. So I had a lot of things going in my mind. Even when I was at school, I had a lot of things just like going through my mind, and that is something that I'm willing to also leave behind. I know that we passed that already, but yeah. Um, One thing I'm gonna stop doing though is trying to ignore my own problems just to just to comfort someone. I know I should be there for them even though I am suffering, but you know, a lot of people just like a lot of people have their own needs, and you yourself also have your own needs, so you also should stop just like ignoring your own needs just to make someone happy. And yeah. And something that I really want, and before in 2025, I used to doubt myself a lot, and I generally just like let that affect me on a really bad level. And when I hung around like a big group, I honestly just didn't really think of doubting myself a lot. But since my parents they don't really want me around big groups, even though I do want to. But like, um, I do want to be around like groups, but there's good groups and bad groups, and my parents honestly think that I'm with a bad group, and honestly, I am not. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be ever in a bad group, and honestly, I feel more comfortable, and I feel less doubting, less of doubting myself when I'm around big groups. Okay, recapping all of that. That was a lot to get off my chest, so I'm sorry if y'all just like can't handle that. There were moments this year there that felt actually really good, and there was a lot of moments in 2025 that felt actually like really good and really beautiful. Like, there was times where I felt genuinely inspired by a project or idea that I was building, or the late nights where I just like lay down on my bed just chilling, and I'll just look up and have thoughts in my head. And I used to like reflect, think, and like just imagine my future. There were small moments of laughter and connection that still meant a lot, even if they seemed really simple. They always say that the simplest things in life actually mean a lot, and that's honestly something that's true. I think a lot of people think of 2025 as a bad year, or quote unquote a bad year. Um, but honestly, there was some ups and downs, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a bad year. I mean, for some people, yeah, it was, but you know, 2025 has some ups and downs. It was an up and down year. I'm gonna be honest. Like December I can agree wasn't really a good year. Not even like October, November, December. It was really bad. It was like wasn't really good, but what was there to expect, honestly? And, and yeah. One thing we always gotta do in life, and I'm generally gonna tell y'all, no matter what you're going through, if the year feels heavy, push through, push through it. Still keep going. Do not ever, do not ever shut down. Never shut down. Okay? I hope. Alright. Uh, this has already been 17 minutes of my time. And that's the time of dedication I actually want to put for y'all. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm going at. Well, I'm going into this new year. Today wasn't a big, impactful or eventful day, but it didn't really need to be. It it was more of a slow reset, reflecting and honestly giving myself a moment to breathe. Because 2025 has honestly been a lot, and y'all honestly would probably lie about that, but it has been a lot. And if this is how I'm starting 2026, I'm honestly okay with that. Because at least I'm starting from a clearer place than where I was last year. I will see you guys tomorrow.